Welcome guys, so this will be my third attempt at New Capenna Quick Draft. So far I've gone 2 and 3 with Cabaretti, and then 5 and 3 with Brokers. And in that deck I did have Brokers Ascendancy, so it's pack one, pick one. So that was just probably one of the most broken rares in the set. And now we get Ziatura the Incinerator. So this is the, I believe, the Riveteers faction leader. And I'm pretty sure this is amazing. So 6/6 flying for 6. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Ziatura deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. And you get 3 treasure tokens. If this makes it even to your first end step, that's fantastic. We will need a steady supply of creatures. We're gonna make another deck that's got 17 creatures in 40 cards or more, I would say. So this is so fantastic. I think we commit early to Riveteers and we don't look back. Unless we get, well, we might get Broker's Ascendancy as the next pick, but we'll see what happens. It's really cool because I don't have this card as well. Now, talking of other broken cards, we've got Quasar, Augur of Agonies. So this is amazing as well. 3/4 for 4. Whenever you draw a card, you do a 1-point drain life on your opponent. And this only shares one color with Ziatura. Now the Riveteers, these colors do have a treasure theme. It's plausible that we can splash for Quasar. I think this is going to be the best card in the pack. I think the rule of thumb is first 5 cards you pick the 5 best cards in the pack. You don't commit early. In this set, try not to commit early to a family. Maybe you commit to 2 colors, but 2 ally colors as well. So for example, if you're red-green, draft that heavily, and then pack 3 maybe you could have a Ziatura, or you could have the Cabaretti leader, Jetmir. So you could either go from an ally color pair. You've got 2 ways you can go still in pack 3 if you want to splash a bomb. So I'm going to see if anything jumps out at me in the pack. So that is a card draw card. So potentially you're looking at 4 cards and drawing 2. If you sack a creature as well, and you get to do that for 2 mana, 2 mana and a 1/1 creature. I think that's not a bad card draw card. Oh, that's interesting. When you cast a spell, copy it. Equipped creature has double strike as long as 2 or more equipment are attached to it. That's really cute. I love it. So you have to equip both brass knuckles to them. So it's actually 6 mana in total, but you can give a creature double strike, and then the next creature it's going to be 2 mana to equip them with double strike. And it doesn't have to be 2 brass knuckles. It could be brass knuckles and another equipment. I think that's very cool. I don't think I'm gonna draft it, but very neat. Another way to get double strike, so that is cool. Yeah, Raffine's Guidance has its uses. I think if you've got a way to sacrifice permanents, this is like a very cheaply reusable permanent. Disdainful Stroke. I did run into this myself. I would never main deck this in best of one. Fake Your Own Death. So one of these creature savers. This one makes a treasure token. That makes it a lot better. I've used this card. It's quite cool. Obviously really good with enter the board effects. Antagonize, so I think this is a good one. This is a pretty good combat trick. I try not to play combat tricks usually. I might play 0. I usually play 0. I might play 1. I just find I prefer removal cards. Just a combat trick is kind of a conditional removal card. But I'm kind of maybe coming around to the idea because I do keep my opponents play lots of combat tricks, and I just keep running into them. But a lot of what you're not seeing are the combat tricks they're not playing. I guess that's the other side of the equation. So I'm never quite sure if they are secretly good. But this is a good one because you can play it on defense. The ones where it says target attacking creature, much less useful because you're trying to. It's not going to save your skin in a tight spot. Right, Mayhem Patrol, just very solid card. This is probably this. I'm going to say this is the second best card in the pack. Blitz is another mechanic that the Riveteers usually use, and it's basically an expendable creature with haste, so it's definitely something you can sacrifice with Ziatora, a Blitz creature, and it's the beginning of the end step. You sacrifice. Blitz says sacrificing it. Oh, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So I wonder which. Maybe you have to put on full control to make sure you sacrifice this first. But hopefully Arena plays nice and lets you sacrifice it. Right, the Civic Gardener. He is just a grizzly bear, really. But I had a very nice combo with this card with the I think it's called the Pyre Shaman, who does direct damage based on the number of permanents you have sacrificed that turn. So it's a way to untap that guy and use it again. Rakish Revelers, make a bunch of creatures, and so this is usable because it overlaps with Ziatora, and then it can make the white mana you need to play them out, and it's making an extra creature. So we are looking for extra creatures with this deck to sacrifice. Right, Hello Scarab, Mix of Treasure. We've got Obscura, which is Plains Island Swamp. Riveteers, so cool. We'll be looking for this to wheel around when we, I guess, in 8 picks time. In pick 10, we'll try and get the Riveteers out. Look, hopefully it's still here. Right, so if we're committing to Ziatora and the Riveteers, I think we pick Mayhem Patrol. I think Civic Gardener's okay as well. Revelers are, because they're a 5-cost creature, they're kind of a late pick, I would say. If we want to stay really flexible and just go for the best card, we go for Quasar. I think I'm going to assume something playable is going to wheel around. So either the land, Mayhem Patrol, or Civic Gardener, or Rakish Revelers will be pick 10. I think we'll take Quasar now. Probably won't play it, but I think it's the first time I've got to actually pick a Quasar, so I think I'll go for it. Right, Cemetery Tampering, I think, is a terrible rare. But we're going to pick it because we are building a collection. So, and it's a mill card. I've got a self-mill deck, so I definitely want it for that deck. It lets you mill 3 cards every turn. That is a good self-mill card. There's the green one, which lets you mill for 2 every turn, and you get an insect whenever something hits the graveyard. Whenever a creature card hits the graveyard. I think, but it only triggers once per turn. So this is, you get a card for free. Get your Ziatora out. Okay. So I think, yeah, definitely we're still sort of thinking Ziatora is what we're building the deck around. Broker's Charm is pretty good because it's got 2 different types of removal. Got a sort of kind of a punch effect, destroy enchantment. There are some pretty broken enchantments in this set, so that's pretty good. And it can just be draw 2. But we're just not gonna pick this card. Darling of the Masses is good. Makes creatures when it attacks. Green and white, so it's outside the colours we're playing. White removal spell, white creature. I think, yeah, we look at these black cards. So these are, that is another mill card. we could make a self-mill deck. I think it's yeah, I don't know how many mill cards there are in this set. It might just be these 2. I think Exhibition Magician's the best common here available. Well, an argument could be made for Bias Silence. It's just because it can deal with absolutely anything. This guy makes treasure tokens, and we might have a treasure strategy, and we might want to ramp out Ziatora. We might want to mana fix for Quasar, but I think you've got to. I mean, these little spells are nice, but you've got to establish a creature base of some kind. I think going for a 2 mana or a 3 mana creature is always pretty good. So Exhibition Magician's the one we go for. Okay, we have a black-red sacrifice, creature sacrifice payoff. He does 2 damage. 3/4 is a decent stat line as well, I would say. This guy's not bad, so we could have. It's looking we could be going black-red sacrifice. Is definitely a possibility. A bunch of blue cards. Broker's Veteran's good. This is good. Snooping Newsy's pretty good. That would go with the Quasar, I guess. And the self-mill. That's another interesting self-mill card. The Snooping Newsy. So that's 3 mill cards we know about. Masked Bandits are the right colours for Riveteers. So bit of mana fixing and another big creature, but if we can take a small creature, we'd much rather do that. Not keen on. We do have a treasure theme, but I'm not keen on the Capenna Express that much. I might be wrong about that. It's a bit like a combat trick to me. Any aura, an aura enchantment. It depends on creatures to work. But if we can get enough treasures as well, this becomes much better. I'm a fan of Chaldea Strongarm. Really good to beef up one of your flyers or something like that. I think that's really good, but yeah, I think we'll see if we can do a some kind of sacrifice deck. Obviously, Ziatora has a sacrifice effect, and blitz creatures are sacrificed, so that would trigger Forge Boss. So that seems like a good payoff card to grab. It's uncommon, so you're not going to see this very often. I think grab it now. I guess we'll have pick 13 of this lot as well. So we'll get one of the last two cards. It probably won't be anything relevant. It might be Masked Bandits. I think this might wheel around. Right. So I think we're after these 5 cards, we can sort of take stock. We got playable black and red cards here. I think that means Quasar's going to go into the sideboard, so we put it there so it doesn't distract us too much. I think it's questionable whether Cemetery Tampering is playable at all. I'll put that on the sideboard as well. But that's it's got me thinking about the self-mill deck possibility. But you need a bunch of the card I decided to not pick there. The Snooping Newsy makes that strategy playable. Yeah, so Corrupt Court Official, definitely pretty good for black-red. We have a removal card, but it's 5 mana sorcery removal. So the question is, do we want to favour, having this solid creature base first? Maybe I don't know if 5 mana removal is that big of a deal, to be honest with you. So yeah, Ominous Parcel is mana fixing and also 5 mana removal. It's a pretty good card. It's quite good to take early mana fixing as well. And that's a good cheap green card, but we think we're going black and red. So I think going for the Court Official opens up more strategies. Ready to Rumble is more of a kind of an answer that we want to maybe pick later on. I think kind of want to build a decent strategy for my deck, a decent kind of win condition. Right. So this doesn't look like... Oh, well, there is a Masked Bandits here. So that is in my colours, because this is white, green, blue. I guess, yeah, that's correct. Cabaret Initiate. Not keen on it. It's a big mana sink. Needs a lot of support to make this card work. So I think this is a bit of mana fixing. That's perfect for the deck. Right. Stimulus package. This is for the so this is for a bit of the treasure strategy, which we might lean towards. And this makes creature tokens, which we can sacrifice to something else. So this is really good. Plasma Jockey's really good as well. That's for more of an aggro deck. There's Riveteer's Overlook as well for mana fixing. So I think, yeah, we ignore the green cards here. I think it's between Stimulus Package and Plasma Jockey, and I think probably I'm going to say Plasma Jockey, definitely very sensible choice, maybe the best choice here. I'm going to grab a Stimulus Package. I might not see another one the rest of the game. We're definitely going for a treasure strategy. This actually, the combos with Ziatora, I'm a sucker for combos, so I'm going for Stimulus Package here. Cheap black creature might be the way to go. Good combat trick. Wrecking Crew, good, decent big creature. It's got reach, stops flyers. It's basically a removal spell against flyers, but it can also smash face. So I think I like the Wrecking Crew here. Never been a fan of 1 mana creatures in limited. It doesn't really, unless it sort of advances your strategy in some way. We haven't got a payoff for paying life for things. I think that there might be one in the set, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Okay, so this is pick 10. I think I was talking about this earlier. I was hoping Riveteer's Overlook would go wheel around. That's the term for it. We've still got Halo Scarab, Antagonize. So yeah, Halo Scarab is relevant. It makes a treasure token, but we just take the mana fixing here. Right, Arc Spitter. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a cross between Fire Breathing and First Strike, is the way I'd put it, but it doesn't do extra damage to your opponent. Makes one of your creatures much harder to deal with. I feel like it might be quite good, but it's one of these things. It's kind of a it only works on attack. It only does damages things blocking the creature. So we're always concerned with defenses and things that can stop an onslaught of enemy creatures. So I think that's where this falls down. And by playing this in your deck, you're playing 1 less creature, you're playing one less removal spell. So I think that's why you don't see this card. Now we've got a choice here. It's between the 2 red cards. I don't play Broken Wings in best of 1. I think there's quite a few targets it could hit. It's probably pretty good in this set, but we're trying to establish our creature base at this point. So do we want a 2-drop creature or a 3-drop creature with a cool alliance ability? 2-drop with Death Touch, if you pump mana into it, is quite good. Probably an argument for Riveteer's Initiate, but I do like my combos. This is another combo piece that goes with my Stimulus Package, so I think we've got to go for the Roastmaster. And so far, yeah, we've only got 1 2-drop, a couple of 3-drops, a couple of 4-drops, a 5-drop. So we'd like a few more 2-drops, I think. Extract the Truth is I think it's quite good, but Glittermonger, I know people talk down on this card, but we're going for a treasure strategy, and this makes treasure, so I think this is where you do pick Glittermonger. Capenna Express works with treasure. See, we could have had 2 Extract the Truths. I wonder if that would have been actually really good, but maybe if you're ever going to pick Capenna Express, this is the deck for it. We've got quite a few treasure-making things. Patch Shop goes to the sideboard, right. Okay, Fleetfoot Dancer is probably splashable. It's got green-red, and we're making treasures, so that's quite cool. Obviously, we are drafting. Oh no, we got a really good Cabaretti rare. Right, do we drop all the... Yeah, we've only got... By the way, we've only got a couple of black cards, and we just got 2 amazing Cabaretti cards. I think... Drop Forge Boss, drop Corrupt Court Official. See what it looks like. We've got Masked Bandits to help us splash for black. We can still splash for Ziatura. Cabaretti Ascendancy means, yeah, we're absolutely stacking the deck with as many creatures as possible. I think that means we will drop Capenna Express for the moment because it's actually a non-creature. Stimulus Package is non-creature as well, so but it makes that's a tricky one. I think we keep the Stimulus Package. Makes the treasure we need to play our cards. But that's interesting. That's a bit of a turnaround in Pack 2, getting a couple of pretty powerful rares. Okay, I guess we're Cabaretti now. We're going to try and ignore the cheap black cards, unless they're really good, I suppose. Right, Rob the Archives. Is this a good card draw card? You exile the top 2. You may play those cards this turn. This turn. So I'd be terrified to play this card unless I had 8 mana in play, because this is bound to make me exile Ziatura. We just can't have that happen, so I don't think I'd risk playing that. Broker's Charm again, as discussed, is good. Disciplined Duelist is fantastic. Can we find a good Cabaretti card? Because we've got, yeah, a good cheap black card, but we are going away from that now. I don't think we want to go 4 colours. Sticky Fingers is kind of good if you've got cheap creatures. It makes treasures. It goes with our deck concept. But I think I want to work on the creature base. I think I like Wrecking Crew quite a lot. I think it just keeps you alive against flyers. So I think that's what we go for here. Rox Pummeler's very good as well, but it's quite expensive. We kind of got our late game sorted. We've got a couple of 6 drops. Yeah, Wrecking Crew it is. Okie doke, so got the Grifter. We've got Call in a Professional, so yeah. Good burn spell, instant speed, 3 damage, and shield counters don't prevent this damage, so good against shielded creatures. You'd usually pick that when you're playing red. Because we're going for this Cabaretti Ascendancy strategy, I kind of don't want to pick that. I want to pick the Exhibition Magician, so I've got another creature in the deck. Riveteer's Overlook. We've got Cabaretti Courtyard there. Hopefully that'll spin around. We'll probably put a Swamp in the deck so we can to help us cast Ziatura. I don't think we have to panic. We've got 11 cards. We need to get to, obviously, we need 13 more cards for the deck, basically. At a pinch, we could play Forge Boss and Capenna Express, I would say. So, I think you just probably always have to pick Call in a Professional because it is a very good card. I'm tempted to go with Exhibition Magician. I think that's just the best card. So Forge Boss is back there. But I think we want the 2-drop. We want Jetmir's Fixer. This is definitely a Jetmir's Fixer kind of deck at this point. Midnight Assassin's also very good. Right, so we've got a 1-drop. Again, this exiles your cards. I'd be worried about losing Ziatura, but maybe that's just sentimentality. Maybe this is just a good card that you ought to play. That would be another Court Official. but I do see another Jetmir's Fixer. I think that's where we're going. Another stimulus package for the treasure strategy. But of course it's a non-creature. I think we'd only play one in the deck, to be honest. Warm Welcome, unfortunately, is a non-creature spell as well. I quite like this card though. So I think it's between it's either Wrecking Crew number 3 or the Plasma Jockey. I think I've said how good Plasma Jockey is, so I think this is where we pick that. I think maybe 3 Wrecking Crews is a bit over the top. They don't seem that hard to get hold of. So I think, yeah, nothing particularly amazing here, but I think it's a tricky choice. So I like the Chrome Cat. I think it's quite solid. I like scrying. We don't have any. Well, we do have a 2-drop creature, Halo Scarab. So the 2 drops are where we are maybe needing reinforcements. Good Combat Trick and Warm Welcome. We do have a creature-heavy deck, so it probably won't whiff. But it's, I think, you don't pick this when you're building around Cabaretti Ascendancy. So I think it's Halo Scarab here. It's the Brass Knuckles again. Keep seeing it now. So it's like, yeah, we're green-red, we're splashing white, we're splashing black. Rakish Revelers, I think we pick here. I don't think we go for cheap white creatures because we just won't be able to play them on curve, so they won't be that effective. That's going to fix our mana a bit, but we're getting pretty top heavy here. Nice card, Cormella, but yeah, we're not playing instants and sorceries really, so can't really splash it either. Decent Combat Trick. I don't think we've got. We have Jetmir's Fixer who can get counters. It's a combat trick. We think we prefer creatures. Revel Ruiner. We're kind of splashing black, but I don't think we go for Revel Ruiner. I think this is where we do pick a Cabaretti Initiate as another creature. Rob the Archives or Jackhammer. I don't think I'd play Jackhammer at all. I probably won't play this, but this is an emergency thing that can kind of just, for 2 mana, can fix your land situation. Right, another Capenna Express or a Chrome Cat. I think, yeah, we just go for a Chrome Cat here. Get another 3-drop. Broken Wings. Yeah, let's get Broken Wings here. Let's sideboard it for the moment. Extract the Truth. Wow, now that's very cool. So obviously you can play this for 2 red and 1 green. Very, very good hit. Yeah, I think we've got haste capabilities. We've got some blitz, maybe not very much blitz. That's haster. So that's potentially haste. I think it's just 2 other hasters we've got. And it makes treasures, so that is a lot of fun. Shadow of Mortality. Obviously, we are rare drafting. The double black for this one is probably means we just can't play it. So yeah, we'll just sideboard that one. Right, so just check in. At this point, we've got the 2 rares, and now we've got to think. We do have I think, one land involved here. So, but basically, it's a 20 card deck right now. We need 3 more cards to finish the deck. And it's green red. We're splashing white. We're splashing black. So definitely looking more for green red kind of things. Strangle, really good. Wrecking Crew is also good. Kind of wonder how, if Capenna Express could be amazing if I gave it a chance, but I think I'd only play 1 copy. Because of Ascendancy, we are looking for creatures more, so I'm probably gonna. I want to go for this Wrecking Crew. To be honest. No, maybe you can't ignore a Strangle. I think that just keeps you. That's the kind of thing that keeps you alive long enough so that you can get your cool strategies working. Okay, Mr. Orfeo, the Boulder. So that's another cool card that we definitely want to pick this one, but we will have a look at what else is going on. Prize Fight, Ready to Rumble. Cabaretti Courtyard is good as well. We'll get Mr. Orfeo. I feel we're looking pretty top heavy here. So far, yeah, 18 red cards, 12 green, 4 black, 3 white. Right, yeah, we don't play Involuntary Employment or Fatal Grudge. Midnight Assassin, can we splash for that? Well, there's Mayhem Patrol. That's a 2-drop. That's actually perfect. That's what we need right now. Civic Gardener's there as well, which is playable. And the green-red land is pretty good, but I think definitely more 2-drops is a good strategy here. I like the Goldhound a lot here. Plasma Jockey, another Plasma Jockey is really good. I think it's better than Masked Bandits, so we take that. And we just take the only green card, this Socialite. Rox Parmala, another creature, might play it. And a bunch of cards we're not going to play at all. My favourite one though is Fake Your Own Death. I think we'd go, yeah, give Capenna Express a chance, but that'll go on the sideboard. Broker's Initiate is a creature. Suspicious Bookcase is a creature as well, which gives you a win con. I didn't play it in the last draft. I got one of these and I nearly put it in the deck. So maybe this gets another chance. I think I prefer the creature here. We could splash for a Midnight Assassin. That doesn't seem too outrageous. Okay. I think if we have a problem, I don't think we hit enough mana fixing. We only got, yeah, land-wise, we got a Riveteer's Overlook. So how are we going to get our white mana? We've got Rakish Revelers, we've got some sources of treasure. but not a lot of sources of treasure. So at the moment we've got to cut 6 cards. I think we will go down to 40. I think I cut the initiate. I'm just not that keen on this card. I haven't got a way of pumping him up for to make his double strike meaningful. And as crazy as it seems, I'm going to drop all the non-creature spells. So Strangle goes, Rob the Archives goes. Probably can't splash for Midnight Assassin, as good as it is. It is basically like a cheaper Wrecking Crew. It can just be a removal spell for flyers. Don't really want to drop Stimulus Package. We have a lot of top end. I think we just drop Rox Pummeler. These guys get the nod because they're actually mana fixing for me. Wrecking Crew can stop flyers, so that gets the nod. It's like a 5 mana removal spell, basically, Wrecking Crew. And of course, the Ator is amazing, so. And we did keep Stimulus Package, so I think that might be the only non-creature spell, so we're set up really well for, apart from Cabaret Ascendancy itself, so we're set up well for this actually paying off. It's just if we still need to get the mana for it, and I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that consistently. So yeah, it's a 21 creature deck with 2 non-creature spells. 17 land. Possibly we go to 18 land. So yeah, what's the painful thing is we're missing out. We didn't get a Cabaret land. That's quite painful not having one. But we'll just look at what we've left out here. Yeah, Quasar's just not going to happen. Forge Boss, we'd have a few sacrifice outlets, but I don't think not really enough to make Forge Boss amazing. Capenna Express, of course, is not a creature, so it gets left out. Probably, I'd say that most drafters would definitely play Call in a Professional and Strangle, because you could put those in. You still have 19 creatures in the deck, so that's definitely something to think about. Midnight Assassin, maybe there's an argument for that one. It's basically removal that is a creature, but I think I will. Yeah, I will call that end of part 1 and have a bit of a think about it and just kind of see if I want to do the 2 decent removal spells. It might make sense. It just sort of, removal spells just buy you more time to actually hit the colours in your deck and hit the big creatures. If you've got lots of big creatures in your deck, you kind of want cheap removal spells to so you can stay alive. So yeah, I think I'm gradually talking myself into the removal spells. Right. I think end of part 1. I'll call it there. So anyway, thanks for watching till now. Alright, welcome back to part 2. I have made a couple of changes, so I'll just explain my choices here. I was just talking about Strangle and Call in a Professional, my 2 burn spells. So as you can see, they've gone in the deck, and I was sort of racking my brains to figure out what to take out. I did take out the 2 Wrecking Crews to begin with, and then I had second thoughts. I realised a better idea, because I want to have something big to stop flyers. It's sort of, so this way I have the Wrecking Crews for late game and I've got burn spells early. Best of both worlds. I realised I could drop a couple of black cards, so I've dropped Mr. Orfeo the Boulder and Masked Bandits. So it might be a bit counterintuitive, but I think we can drop the Masked Bandits. We don't need the mana fixing from this guy. Because well, we're dropping the other black card. Yes, we do have Ognis, but we can. It's a bit more. He's a bit more flexible. We can play double red to play that guy, so that's okay. That will just leave the only out-and-out black card as Ziatura, who's very expensive. He's 6 mana, so we're going to try and use a treasure to ramp this guy out, and I think we have 5 or 6 sources of treasure. So that's kind of what we'll rely on to get this guy out. So we don't need the Masked Bandits. It does, of course, make me a little bit sad to leave out Mr. Orfeo, because he can. There is a really sweet combo. You could double the power on something big like Rakish Revelers, so get them to 10 power, and then if we have Ziatura out, when you sacrifice the creature, it does damage equal to the creature's power. So we could do 10 direct damage, and it can go face. We can just take that off my opponent's life total. So it's a pretty awesome combo, but yeah, we'll have to skip it for the moment, and we're just gonna build the most survivable deck we can. I think we've still got some pretty cool combos in the deck that I'm looking forward to. Lots of treasure making and stimulus package, and alliance things like the Roastmaster. I've kept Suspicious Bookcase in the deck. I think this is potentially very good. I didn't use it in my last draft, and I wasn't sure about it, but I think this is solid. This is a nice breakthrough card to have. I'm imagining it with Fleetfoot Dancer, so you can get an unblockable lifelinker. That could be really very good in when you're racing somebody. And we've got it down to 40 cards. So the mana base here, it's okay. It's not bad. We've erred in favour of mountains. It was suggesting 2 swamps. Of course, I've cut it down to 1 swamp, and put the extra and added an extra mountain because we've got the Goldhound and Strangle. So we've got a couple of sort of turn 1 plays potentially. So we just want that extra mountain just to increase our chances there. I think we have to play 2 planes because we are playing 3 white cards, and it helps take the pressure off our mana base if we do have a couple of planes. We don't have to use treasures all the time. And then the Riveteer's Overlook as well. That can find the swamp. It's going to be helpful to. It's definitely going to be helpful to have this card. It means we've got 7 green sources, 8 red, 2 black, 2 white, and then about 5 treasure sources in the deck. So I think between all of that, it should be enough to cast most spells. So I'm pretty confident. I have some trepidation, but what's the worst that could happen? We can go 0-3, and that's fine. I think this is probably the best deck I can make from the cards available. So I'm pretty happy from that point of view. Right, so good news, we've got green and red. We've got our Gold Hound for a bit of mana fixing. It's very nice to get double red, because that helps us cast Ognis without needing a swamp. Looks like Roastmaster turn 3 as well, so really good hand. Let's keep that one. Got both Wrecking Crews, that's pretty solid late game. Got nothing for turn 2. We're hoping we top deck a couple of land. There's one land, so that'll be enough for Ognis on turn 4. He's going to do some mana fixing there, so looks like he's probably Cabaretti. Oh, Brazen Upstart. Very nice. So 4-2. And it's got a really good death trigger. Look at the top 5. You can get a creature card, put it into your hand. So, yeah, it's a good card advantage card. I don't really want to take 4 damage from this guy. But I don't want to trade off with a Roastmaster. I think I'm quite happy to trade off with Chrome Cat though. So that's who we'll go for, even though obviously you might usually want to play the Roastmaster first, so you get your triggers. Now, we might actually put Mayhem Patrol on the bottom. I don't know how much this does for me, because I want to get obviously to the 5th land for Wrecking Crew. I think, yeah, that can go to the bottom. Actually, well, although that can also blitz out, that's kind of a good argument, isn't it? Yeah, let's keep the patrol. It can always blitz out if we want to draw that extra card. And we will swing in with the Hound. Okay, Witness. Right, that's we will block here quite happily. Yeah, he's happy to let that die. He doesn't have any extra things. So he's got his Mayhem Patrol as well. Okay, he's got 3 mana. He might have a kill shot here. We'll see what happens, but we'll play that. I think we could just go for the Witty Roastmaster, but Ognis kind of sets us up. It gives us a treasure, so we can just go straight into Wrecking Crews next turn. But then, yeah, I think I want to attack with Gold Hound first of all, and we will just play the Roastmaster. So it's a slightly slower way of doing things, but then we're maybe netting a point of damage every turn from here on. Maybe in the long run that works, and then of course he has a Strangle for that. So we've drawn out some removal. That's very nice. We've actually hit a swamp. So that's the black mana we'll need for Ziatura later on. We could go Wrecking Crew here. I think that makes the most sense. Let's spend the most mana we can for our biggest thing, because when we hit 6 mana we can double spell with these two. So I think yeah, let's But we'll keep attacking with Goldhound. We're not ready to sacrifice this guy yet. That's my only source of white mana at the moment, which we might need. And of course he can get through. He's got his Wrecking Crew, right? So until your next end step. So yeah, this is quite helpful for him. If I run my Goldhound across, he can double block. I'll lose the Hound, and he'll get these 2 extra cards. So we hold this back. I'm going to use it as just white mana. We actually do have a Plasma Jockey as well. What we can do is, I think it's Wrecking Crew number 2, and we just build out a really big board here for him to deal with, and we don't attack. Because we do have the Plasma Jockey. That can blitz out for 3. Okay, nice. Man of culture, I see. But it does make Ognis the Dragon's Lash possibly look a little bit silly. A little bit silly, a little bit useless, but there you go. This guy, of course, will run into a Wrecking Crew as well. So it feels like we've got kind of a we've got the long game happening here. I think on balance we'll play Ognis now, and we won't attack. And then potentially we've got Blitz guys coming out and giving us treasures. And that could be very good. Okay, he's got a creature that can grow now. That's his Mayhem Patrol. That gets bigger, so lots of big creatures happening. Right, Fleetfoot Dancer, not big enough, only a 4/4. I think I want the Jetmir's Fixer out, and I want to just Right, we could go for this can actually pump something. So the Wrecking Crew could come across. But do we blitz him? I think we'll blitz him. Jetmir's Fixer. Let's just go for combat. Mayhem Patrol and Wrecking Crew, and we'll pump the Wrecking Crew. Okay, so got a trade going there. That's got to be double blocked. Yep. Make sure we kill the Wrecking Crew. Yeah, we'll do that like that. And then we'll draw a card. Ooh, and it's something pretty darn good. Okay. We'll play the Jetmist Fixer. And end the turn. Okay, this gets a shield. That gets to 5/4. Start thinking about what we want to sacrifice at the end of the turn. So Wrecking Crew you could sack and kill the Fencer, but it's a big risk if he's got a pump spell. We'd quite like him to tap out. That would be pretty nice. Oh gosh, he's just attacking with everything. Oh my goodness, right. So that's getting to 5/5. So I want to pass to blockers. Goldhound and Wrecking Crew block here to do 5 damage. I'd really want to kill this Fencer, so I'm happy to block here and here. And this guy can get pumped, so I think after Goldhound does first strike damage, I can sack it. No, I can't. No, I can't. So I will lose both of these to the Fencer. We'll lose Wrecking Crew and Goldhound. Doesn't look like a good set of blocks. I think let's not do that. Let's do this set of blocks. Let's kill his Menace Creature. Let's take 5 damage, and let's just see what happens. So Wrecking Crew trades for Wrecking Crew. We get a Menace guy off the field. We take 5 damage. We've got the very dangerous Fencer still available. And then we go to my turn. Right, so we can do Ziatura. We don't have... But, yeah, we can also do Fleetfoot Dancer, which is pretty good. What we'd quite like to do is pump up Jetmist Fixer and sacrifice it to Ziatura at an opportune moment. This basically only costs me 2 mana because it's making treasures, so I think we can Stimulus Package and play Fleetfoot Dancer if we want. Yeah, I'm taking too long. Right. We can pump Jetmist Fixer twice, by the way. And Goldhound can go in there. We're going to take a lot of damage from the Fencer as well. Okay, we'll go like that. Make another treasure token. We can use a treasure to block. Okay. This is Ognis the Dragon Slash. Okay, getting killed. That's okay. Those guys are getting through. That's okay. Getting through with some damage. He's getting his 2 cards. Okay, that's a good hit for him. we'll end the turn there. Play one of those cards, right? I see. So he's got a Brazen Upstart. That's going to get really quite big. But it doesn't have Trample, which is good. Right. I think we'll use Stimulus Package. Block there. Take 2. Okay, over to my turn. Okay, cool. Right, the question is, what are we sacking to Ziatura? Fleetfoot's Dancer just dies to the Upstart. We'll just swing in like that. Okay. Yeah, so that just dies, trades off. So a good bit of card advantage for him. Gets Jaxis the Troublemaker. End the turn. We will sacrifice the Gold Hound and just ping you for 1. And get 3 treasures. Okay, another Fencer. Jaxis. That can copy things if you discard them. Stimulus Package. And block. Okay, so definitely we blitz a Plasma Jockey. That's what I'm thinking. Stop. I think they'll stop the Fencer from blocking. I might make. Yeah, let's go for the Fleetfoot Dancer as well. Okay, I think we should just win here. Yeah, so we can sacrifice the Dancer to just do direct damage to his face. I didn't play Ziatura as early as I could have done, but I thought, well, it seemed like a good idea to get those other creatures out first, but I don't know if it was the right choice. The first creature I sacrificed was just the dog, really just to do him a point of damage and get 3 treasures, which wasn't very effective. Well, we've drawn both of our planes here, and we have no red mana. We've got a Chrome Cat to try and help us find a mountain. It's a bit dodgy. It's very dodgy, but we can cast one thing, and I'm going first, so I don't have the help of an extra card. We'll take a risk here, but this is always happens when you splash a colour. You suddenly get the only 2 planes in the deck in the opening hand. Okay, that gets us to 4 mana. So 1 mountain and Wrecking Crew will be good to go. Oh, a suspicious bookcase. So we'll go for the Chrome Cat now. Strangle goes on the bottom. We could trade off here, but it's not the best trade, but I guess it will do. It's better than trading with an Exhibition Magician. Preserves my life total a bit as well. Okay, another Wrecking Crew. At least we have a blocker. Body drop, well, that could be quite scary. Okay, it can get Menace as well, so he can get through. He's liable to have something that does 3 damage. I think I may as well block the Magician. Fake your own death. Okay, he did have a 2 damage spell, and we draw the hardest to cut. So we've gone, I think, did we draw? Yeah, we drew Wrecking Crew and Ziatura. We did draw 1 land, we've had 1 scry. We did top deck a bookcase, so yeah. Maybe when you've got only 1 castable in your hand, that's where you say no. That's mulligan, but it was because it was a scry card. It seemed good. I think maybe you keep the hand if you're on the draw because you got the extra card, and you mulligan on the play. So yeah, I've literally drawn 4 red cards and had 3 in the opening, so not ideal. So for some reason I just let myself have a risky mulligan every event, and as soon as it goes badly, you get right. You say, right, let's pull my socks up. Let's not take any more of these silly non-mulligans, these silly keeps. That is better. We even have white mana and one of our white cards. We've got removal, got a blocker. We just need one land for these two guys, and we are sorted. Right, so black-red, and we've got a top deck something for turn 3. Okay, it's a Death Toucher, so we've hit the 4th land. That's really good news. The bookcase will die to Death Touch. I'm going to say we strangle this guy immediately. There we to just sort of slow him down. Interesting, he didn't have a 3-drop. That's good for us. We'll play the Roast Master now. Hold the bookcase until we can maybe double spell on a later turn. Good question is, do we just Dancer straight away? If he taps out, we'll play Dancer. Okay, then he's going to kill it and draw a card. I've seen this play before. So that means we Fleetfoot Dancer. Don't think there's a 1 mana removal spell for a 4 toughness creature at instant speed in this set. That's a 4-point sort of drain life, so I think that's good, even if he's got removal for this guy now. Oh, so we've got all of our mana now. Might even be too much mana. Do we risk a 2 damage removal spell here at instant speed? Yes. Fine with it. But I think I'll go for the bookcase. So he can't block and do 2 damage. So if he's got instant speed removal this turn, he might have top decked something. He is just gonna draw. Goldhound can just put on some more pressure. But he's got to kill not only the Dancer, but the bookcase is gonna any creature I draw is gonna be enough to hopefully finish him off. Of course, you can double block and then sack the Goldhound, so he can kind of get a bit of value this turn. Get the Glittermonger out. Might be relevant. Looking for that instant. What sorcery removal for 2 mana, 3 mana. Did he get it? Okay, if he's got another creature he can gain some life. Yeah, that did it. So yeah, we did get perfect mana that game. Right, we have no red. We have both of our splash colours though. We can't play these three. This is the saviour. This gives me red mana, which we'll probably put on our planes. But yeah, we'll do that on turn 2. Don't have any turn 3 plays. We also need it to draw. We need to top deck a land as well to get our turn 4 plays going. It's not as risky as the last one, but it's not great. It's not the perfect hand. Ominous Parcel, so he's got his mana fixing. Go for a forest and hopefully top deck a mountain. Okay, yeah, so planes, and we'll use the Revelers at the end of his turn to keep him guessing. Yeah, because that is still my turn, so his turn now. Broker colours. Not much happening. Okay, let's use these guys. Might be doing in a similar position as me. We still need to draw that land. We've got three mana now. We can. I think I like Mayhem Patrol now. Get the evasion creature out. We could blitz it. Actually, no, let's not be too reckless. I think let's play Fixer first. We'll start blitzing things next turn if we're not hitting land number 4. I think that makes some sense. Nice, he did have something. So I think blitz the Plasma Jockey and stop the Glittermonger from being able to block. You might want to just trade to stop the 3 damage, but no. Keep his Citizen. Oh, yeah, so it's end of turn, you get the card as well, so maybe I should have blitzed something the previous turn, because I've missed a land drop now officially. Something to bear in mind when you're blitzing things. You're only getting the card at the end of the turn unless, of course, they're trading off. He can't attack next turn, so he's already sort of getting the big stuff out. But we have hit the mountain, which is very good indeed. How are we going to deal with the adjudicators? It's not looking great there, but yeah, we won't blitz this guy out. We'll just cast a Plasma Jockey and just have to take the pain next turn. We can cast Rakish Revelers because we have got white, we've got black. I mean black for the Dragon's Lash, I'm thinking. Nice. Now, good double block there. Citizen was obviously going to trade off quite advantageously. But we'll just take the pain, and it's quite painful. 7 damage. And he's got more. Okay. Right, I think it's the mountain. Right, Wrecking Crew can just trade off. Revelers can give me a citizen. We feel he's probably got creature removal of some kind, but maybe we can't afford to worry too much about that. Oh wait, the Rakish Revelers are a 5/3, so they do just on their own trade with the Adjudicators. So I think, yeah, that is a very good card to play now. Try and hold on. It also trades with, it just kills Starling of the Masses, which might be pretty good as well. He's got so much mana available, he can just cast everything. Right, I see, yeah, he's just, so he tapped that to pump the Civil Servant. 4/3 lifelink. He's not attacking with Darling of the Masses, so we'll, I think we said Rakish Revelers trades here. 3/1 will trade with the 4/3. 1/1 will trade with the 2/1 Citizen over there. Yeah. Fingers crossed he doesn't have too much. No, that is going to be a big trade-off. Okay. We've got the Wrecking Crew here. We could, yeah, and we've got 6 mana. We could play double spell here. How helpful would that be? It means 4 damage is just getting through. And there is Ziatora to think about. It gives me more material for Ziatora to work with next turn. Yeah, okay, let's not take too long over this. Let's go for the Dragon's Lash. Solid 3/3 blocker on the ground. We really don't want Darling of the Masses to attack at all. And yeah, we'll just eat 4 damage in the sky. Oh no, he's got... make that 6 damage. Oh boy, okay, he did have something pretty good. We've got the enter the board kind of deal going on. So yeah, we're dead next turn. See if he... oh no, that's another thing that can just... kill me. Trouble is we only get the treasures at the end of the turn, so he's gonna just overwhelm me with stuff now. I've got to sack a creature as well to kill the server. Let's see, I've got 7 mana, so yeah, Wrecking Crew. I'm guessing he doesn't have a 5 cost. He does have a 5 cost in the graveyard, because when we kill that, the sewer... Got to watch the sewer crocodile, because it's going to become unblockable. But yeah, remember this... We ended up with this situation because we missed a land drop. We did fall behind a little bit, and he has had a rather impressive rollout. And he had the Ominous Parcel, you see, to get his land, which is yeah, definitely a good card, that one. I don't think Wrecking Crew does it. Guess yeah, well, I think it's fun to play Ziatura. Do no attacks. Sacrifice this guy. 3 damage to the Speakeasy guy. Oh, is he going to do something impressive? And pass to end of turn, and he can sort of worry about what I've got in my hand, I suppose, to try and stop him. But right now he just attacks with everything. He wins, I think. Oh, activated abilities. He steals my activated ability. I've never seen this card before. Is that activated? Or is it like an end step trigger? Oh yeah, he can just make that unblockable. It doesn't need 5 things in the graveyard. Okay, I think that is a good game. Yeah. So there was a point earlier where I think I had 6 mana and I double spelled, and I said, right, I'll just take 4 damage from this flyer. I could have played the reach creature. So maybe that was the line that kept me alive for another turn, but with all his unblockables, I think I don't have anything to take out those goldfishes. I think he just wins in a couple more turns. But I was kind of happy keeping that hand. I suppose I thought it was on 1 win. 2 wins isn't too bad. We'll see if we can go 50-50. Feels like a pretty good deck with bombs, but yeah, having 2 splash colours is a bit of a problem. This guy's called Not Saffron Olive. I think it might be Saffron Olive. Right, Rivetier's Overlook. Now we either get the swamp later for Ziatura, or we get the forest we're missing right now for our fixer. I think it has to be our forest. Goldhound on turn 1 is a possibility as well. I think, yeah, we've got actually alternate plays to make here. Goldhound followed by Mayhem Patrol. Pretty classic aggressive start. should put in quite a bit of work on his life total early on. And just hold the overlook. Oh no. Okay, Scarab. Scarab goes into the graveyard. Right. Yeah, let's Mayhem Patrol. Obviously, yeah, unfortunately this can't grab white mana for the Dancer. I've already got white mana, what am I talking about? So he's got a tap land as well. We've got another mountain. There's no reason to play that mountain. Unless we sack the Goldhound in order to swing in with Fleetfoot Dancer now. And hope that he doesn't have 2 mana removal. And I've not done my homework. I can't remember what the cheap removal spells are in this set. Otherwise it's Overlook for a forest and probably get a treasure with Halo Scarab, which is a slightly uninspiring turn. But then we swing in for 3. Yeah, I'll just have to admit I think it's Overlook time. Get that forest out so we don't have to sack Goldhound. Looks like he's pretty good for a few more points of damage at the moment. We'll pump the Goldhound. See if he uses removal on either of these guys. That seems to be at instant speed, but we'll do it during his turn. Right. Big creature. It can trade off with a Fleetfoot Dancer. So that's 4/2. Are we happy to just use our Fleetfoot Dancer to trade off like that, though? We could Ziatura this turn, attack with Mayhem Patrol for 2 damage. It'll pump to 2, then sack it to shoot the Revel Ruiner at the end of my turn. And that might just be a really good play. And then with Fleetfoot Dancer to follow up, that seems pretty good. And he's tapped out as well, so that's very tempting. I think we do that, to be honest with you. We're just going to attack with Mayhem Patrol on its own. And pump that to 2. Seems kind of a ridiculous play that I want to do. See if he's got removal. Draw 2. He's looking for removal. Okay, that's a 2/2. Fair enough. Chrome Cat has been revealed because he did case the joint. Yes. Now I've got 7 mana. Oh, I think we win. Right. I think I figured out how we win. We Fleetfoot Dancer. We'll blitz in Plasma Jockey. Swing with everything. Sacrifice Plasma Jockey for 3 damage. Okay, that was ridiculous. That was the kind of thing I was hoping to do with this deck. In my wildest dreams. That was insane. And the Corrupt Court official kind of worked out in my favour. I got to discard my my Treasure Maker. And we got to 50-50. Halo Scarab, it's called. MVP in that game, I think. Oh, this is that Diamond or Mythic? Okay, Riveteer. So we've got green. Looks like. Yeah, we'll have to use that for green. So we can play, because we've got a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop. Very nice indeed. Very Vandal. Okay. Socialite. It's quite nice. We've got our 2 alliance creatures we're going to start out with. Backup agent. He's going to buff his flyer up. Makes sense. Cool, that is my 5th land. So yeah, we're going to have a very nice rollout of creatures here. Right, Roastmaster pumps that to 3/2 and we'll swing it. And we are off to the races. And we will not blitz out Plasma Jockey, I think. Well, we'll see what happens. Regulator. Ah, that's a good one, and that gets to tap me down. Very nice, and then he can swing back for 3. So I think it's Plasma Jockey at regular cost. So that pumps this to 3/2. Can trade off with it if he wants here. I'd love it if he did. But he's got 4 in the air here. Is he going to find some card draw? Is one of the questions. I think he went first as well, so I think he missed a land drop. Okay, we'll take 5. So we're swinging in for 8 next turn. What's he got? Another Fairy Vandal, okay. Right. Of course, I am thinking Chrome Cat to look for a land on top, so we can Zeatura next turn. But I think Wrecking Crew is kind of the same thing to do here. Do we die next turn if he has a card? Draw card. If he does, yeah. These go to 3/2, 2/2, 3. Yeah, sorry, 3/4, 2/3. So that's 5 damage, 6 damage, 8 damage. It's getting close. He'd need card draw and a way to get rid of my Wrecking Crew as well. But he has Knockout Blow. That's very big for him. Okay. Gains him 2 life. Very significant for the race. And very good news, he has stopped attacking. Right. Glittermonger gives me a guaranteed Ziatora next turn. Chrome Cat just looks at the top card. So I think it's Glittermonger. We have this little issue with Dapper Shieldmate. That's a tricky one to deal with. I think with any luck we just play Ziatora and win next turn. And we don't attack with anything because we don't want him to win this turn. It gets scary when he finds some card draw. Psychic Pickpocket. Oh no. Okay, he's got removal. So that bounces Wrecking Crew. He swings in for... Oh, that's Conniving, which pumps these. So this is the scary part. 3, 7 damage. He might have done it here. Right, so obviously I want to tap Glittermonger for a treasure. I've got 7 mana. That takes me to 8. So we can't double spell. If we get a Wrecking Crew out, we block Fairy Vandal. We take 4 damage in the air, so we die anyway. This does give us a flying blocker. That's one good thing about it. It lets us kill one of his flyers as well. Potentially we win the game. We've got 1 timeout left. I'm gonna use the time to think. I think I'm definitely activating this guy and playing Ziatora because the other line is just Wrecking Crew and 4 damage gets through anyway. If I attack, he could just block. Obviously, if he lets anything through, if he lets that through for 2 damage, is it still a problem for me? Okay, I don't think we have to risk attacking. Maybe that is wrong. So we can sack and do him like a bunch of damage. But I think we'll throw the Socialite at a Fairy Vandal. But then we'll only have 2 blockers, so we'll just lose anyway. Yeah, I think maybe the only line that could win was attacking and hoping he didn't block. And, so I think I've messed it up. Blow up the Fairy Vandal, get 3 treasures, and make him think I've got some powerful instant in my hand as my other card he doesn't know about. But yeah, so 3 damage going through there in the air, block there. 4 damage going through there, we have to block, and then we just take 6 damage anyway. Yeah. Oh well. So I think we did okay. Well, this is a diamond player, isn't it? I think that's diamond or mythic. But yeah, I did look at the previous turn. I was thinking I probably ought to attack because we could actually kill him here if he doesn't block. But it didn't seem quite right to me. But then I realised after I played Ziatora, oh yeah, that was my only possible chance of winning there, to steal a win, to steal the victory. It just didn't feel good to do. But yeah. Never mind. 3 and 3 is absolutely fine. Let's have a look at the deck. The big decision was putting in Strangle and Cool a Professional, and we ended up taking out Masked Bandits and Mr. Orfeo. So I don't regret that decision at all. I think that's the right call. I think and keeping the Wrecking Crews into the right call. They were very useful. Taking out just excess splash cards is probably the right thing to do. Yeah, there were a few things we didn't see. We didn't actually get Cabaretti Ascendancy at all. But yeah, we only played 6 games. Yeah, you're not guaranteed to see everything. But I'm very happy that I saw Fleetfoot Dancer and Ziatora multiple times. So, I mean, that's what the deck was all about. Yeah, pretty happy with how that turned out. And we got to use Suspicious Bookcase. So didn't try this before. I think this is the right deck for it. It made my Fleetfoot Dancer unblockable, so just that much more difficult to deal with. It seemed to make sense. I guess maybe the issue we had was consistency of my mana base. Yeah, it's not one of these sort of 90% plus chance of getting the mana you need decks. It's more like 70 or 80% probably. But I felt like that's the best I could do. I couldn't stomach putting in an 18th land and having to cut something else. I guess you might cut 1 Wrecking Crew for the 18th land, because we have quite a lot of expensive things. Maybe that would be the right call. 18 lands. And yeah, actually, we never saw Cool in a Professional. Now I think about it. Jetmir's Fixer. I don't think we ever pumped the Jetmir's Fixer. It was always the mana was tied up doing other things usually. But I think it was there as a threat a few times. Sometimes just the threat you can pump it is enough. We got the that red aggro rollout, Goldhound followed by Mayhem Patrol. We got that a couple of times, I think. It's always horrendous to be on the receiving end of that, just wondering how much life you're going to hemorrhage before you can actually get a few creatures out to stop it. Yeah, gotta say, very happy with that deck. That's very interesting, and the draft was really interesting because we got the pick 1 Ziatora. We thought, right, we're gonna go black-red. We'll get a Forge Boss. We'll do some kind of sacrifice deck. And I got the Corrupt Court Official, but then pack 2 it was, I think, Fleetfoot Dancer. Pack 2 pick 1. Followed by Cabaretti Ascendancy pick 2. So and that was enough to just completely switch me from Riveteers to Cabaretti. Having two just Cabaretti bombs just made sense. Right, okay, let's drop the idea we're going to play any other black cards other than Ziatora. That's right. The first pack, second pick was a Quasar. It never quite. That didn't materialize. That would too many things to splash to get that in the deck. Too much pressure on the mana base, I suppose. I did have a little look at. I'm very curious about Symmetry Tampering, if it's playable in draft at all. Of course, I think all the guides give it an F grade because you're not. Are you really going to have 20 cards in your graveyard at any point? Unless maybe you play a 60 card deck. So I had a look through all the mill cards. There are about 5 or 6 mill cards, but there's only about 3 at common or uncommon. So I don't think you can make a very consistent self-mill deck in this set. There's Dig Up the Bodies is one of them. There's the blue-black creature, Snooping Newsy. You would definitely be one of them. And there's a couple of rares, and there's a mythic as well. So probably not doable. But I'd be very impressed if someone could pull off some Cemetery Tampering in draft. But anyway, this is going to go straight into my self-mill deck, of course. Right, so yeah, I think that is a video. That was a fun deck, definitely. I do not regret my choices there, for a change. Apart from maybe one of the mulligan decisions, but there you go. That's always the way. Right, so thanks for watching.